referees for today's game: Carmen DeJohn Domenico, David St. Hubbins, and Nigel Tufnell, who thinks the scoreboard goes to 11. Brandon feeling it, shot goal. If there's a problem, yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves it. Bob, can you tell me what the score is?
We are knotted at deuces, and that was just a very nifty shot.
Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, payroll, and workforce challenges. Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll is pleased to support CSE TV and the Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Huddles, camps, teams, building three-dimensional athletes and coaches. To the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week, presented by FCA Lacrosse. Haverford School visiting Boys Latin, Booker Corrigan, and Bob Shriver joining you for the call. Thrilled to have Kelly & Associates and FCA back with us again. Bob, let's take a look at the starters, and you see some stars on there. Let's talk about the visiting forwards from Haverford.
Well, they'll rely on Luke O'Grady, senior attackman going to Providence. He'll be the ball carrier. And Peter Garneau in the middle of the field is a terrific midfielder, only a junior, but he's going to UVA. On defense, they're a little raw. Coach Nostrand thinks, they're kind of starting over a little bit back there, and they're going to really rely on their offense, which he thinks is extremely dynamic. At BL, twins Matt and Chris Brandau, Chris a goaltender, Matt a starting attackman who, like Luke O'Grady, will be the guy that conducts the offense. In the middle of the field, a lot of people love to watch Michael Ubriaco, a long stick midi for Boys Latin. Incredibly dynamic with ridiculously good stick skills, and he really tries to push transition as much as he can.
A lot of long stick middies around the country who are good, but Michael Ubriaco finds a way to take it to a little bit of a different level. It'll be interesting to see his impact on today's game as we watch the goalies come out and shake hands. Starting for Haverford today, number 25, Harrison Fellheimer. A little goalie battle to start the season this year for the forwards. And in the cage for the Lake Show, you already talked about him, Chris Brandau. Tremendous kid, fine young man.
He's leading the defense. It starts two juniors and a sophomore, but they're experienced.
I was going to say, Reagan McNamara is no inexperienced young man.
It'll be interesting to see both teams. It's really early in the season. The weather's been a little iffy lately. Haverford, got absolutely dumped on yesterday up in Pennsylvania. They didn't practice. BL didn't practice yesterday. And they've really only been out on the field, both teams, about 10, 11 times so far. So it'll be interesting to see how good the quality of play is.
Great to have the Valley Inn as part of our sponsorship group. A great time always ends up at the Valley Inn or starts at the Valley Inn. Ubriaco.
There's Michael Ubriaco standing on the field. He sets a pick for Matt Brandau. They jumped that pick a little bit. Matt dumped the ball to him. Michael could have improved his angle there. He had some space.
Lakers still on the offense. And back to that comment at the Valley Inn, they're watching at the Valley Inn right now.
Live, right?
As the Lakers, a little bit of a turnover. See who comes up with this ground ball. Brandau on the scene. Ball still skitters near the end line. And now we're going to get a violation, playing without a stick.
Right away, we see a bad exchange between Boys Latin's Kaplan and Cameron Spencer. That's a little bit of, hey, early in the season, your sticks aren't that good. You're not used to moving as well as you should be with and without the ball.
Haverford's number 22, Gavin Burke.
Gavin is one of three juniors that start on midfield. Gavin Xavier, Dorn, and then Garneau, number 33. He's the guy you'll see right away. Boys Latin put a pole on him.
Here's number 15, Matt Costin. His dad, Guy Costin, quite the golfer. See if Matt can't open our scoring here in the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week 2018. Haverford in their road maroons, BL in white. Garno crossbar. Nice ground ball pickup right there. Credit that one to Blake Gable. Sophomore, Bob, these kids don't play like they don't play like youngsters.
No, Blake certainly doesn't. He started last year as a freshman, had a terrific season. He's one of those early recruits headed to North Carolina. He's a very quality player.
Ball inside for Kevin Davis. KD getting a little run. One of those athletic poles here. He gets shot at it. And now we got a push. Someone pushed KD on top of Ford. But they're going to give it to...
That was a bad call.
That's a little,
he called a push
bodies.
on Boys Latin. 33 knocked the kid right into him. So Bill Kelly, the official on this side, was about to give the ball to Boys Latin. He let the other official on the other side of the field.
I'm sure that was Bill Kelly. I thought that was Carmen DeJohn.
Well, yeah, I forgot. You know these guys much better than I.
Nice defense right there by Brendan Krause.
Both teams pretty sloppy to start, although Garno did wing that thing off the pipe a second ago. Yeah. But both teams a little sloppy early.
But effective on the clears. Both teams 2 for 2 on clearing. First quarter brought to you by your friends at the Valley Inn. Right on Falls Road. Make sure you get to the Valley Inn happy hour. Oh, and there we go. Let's get the scoring started.
Brendan Grimes, just a sophomore, started last year as a freshman. He's about 6'3", and he is an exceptional player, quite honestly. Here's this. He just he got a step on his man, beat him inside. There wasn't anybody ready to slide. One thing Boys Latin does want to do is they really want to play fast and push the ball, take advantage of 4-on-4, 5-on-5 situations, which so many teams are really honing in on in the last 3 or 4 years. Might go back to Tufts, to Brown, to Virginia, you know. That ascendancy has passed on down to the high school level.
There's Ubriaco with the pickup, gets it to Brandow. And the Lakers looking to run. They got a guy open in the middle of the field. But that could be translated as a buddy pass. Lobbing that thing late down the middle.
They're going to go. Here they go.
Is Ubriaco. He wants some.
He'll come down and set a screen here.
Lakers' Ryan Evans getting a little time, showing his flow. He's got some flow in the back there, Bob. Looking like that was about what you had when you were a sophomore at BL.
I didn't have any hair.
With crew cut? I don't see you with a crew cut, Bob.
This is Ryan Evans playing with freshman Ben Smith, who's about to touch the ball, 32, and senior Mason Russell, number 3.
Grimes, a little hitch move behind, has real time and room. Nice save. Battled away Fellheimer. Now we have the ball pinballing on the inside. Fellheimer comes up with it. Whistle interference. It's going to be Haverford had the ball, so they're just going to reblow the whistle. Sometimes they want to make sure the whistles are still working. It's a little chilly out, right? Haverford's Charlie Cordisco has it taken away in the ride, but now still going to come up with it. Brandow doesn't send the man out of the box, and now they're going to call a foul. First man up of the game, brought to you by Towson Hot Bagels. Thrilled to have them on board. Delicious Towson Hot Bagels.
Boys Latin with a nice ride there, got the ball on the ground. Brandow picked it up, and somebody whacked him in the head, it looks like. It's a 1-minute penalty.
Towson Hot Bagels, bakery, deli, and breakfast, lunch, and catering. Download the new app, MyTHB. Download it today. Ball goes on the carpet early. And now we got a little hot, sloppy mess. Lakers come away with it. And Ben Smith now top center as Brandow carries across the top throwback. Back to Matt Brandow. Grimes thinks about it. Now it's back to Brendan Grimes, the sophomore. Shot up top goes just high and wide. 25 seconds left in the foul.
Good balance, excuse me, on this extra man for BL. They have 3 lefties and 3 righties, so that means that they're pretty much not limited to what side of the goal they can attack from. Just a simple step down, pass to Matt Brandow, gets above the goal line extended and just throws it over the goalie's shoulder.
And you can see just as that replay comes on, Brandow has to extend his hands away from his body to make sure he's able to get that angle that he needs. Bob, we once again have the Under Armour Underclass Player of the Game. Those Underclass tryouts. Great way to rep your region and measure yourself against the best in your region. Make sure you go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com. Haverford's going to win the face-off as the ball skitters back to number 16, Jack Leary. Ford's down 2-0. Here's Garno up top. Salvagiano. Shot.
I watched when we were down on the field earlier, Salvagiano. Oh, my Lord, he is a monster. Look at him out here. He looks, when we were standing next to him, he looked like he was about 6'4". He's one of their 6 attackmen that they're obviously utilizing on a midfield shift.
Here's Luke O'Grady, wants to get one around his defender. Reagan McNamara will have none of it. And now it's Garno, who starred for that Philadelphia Under Armour Underclass team. Inside feed by Garno. O'Grady with the pickup shot just wide. TJ Malone, the senior, number 30, will inbound for the Fords. Fords looking to make something happen. Nice save off the body by Brandow. Cole Erickson with the ground ball on the clear for the Lakers. Nice save by Fellheimer also. And now the Fords, we're going back and forth here. It's like Western Conference NHL hockey. O'Grady, top center, down the wing, back to the long stick. Tough decision. And that's going to be white ball on the far side. Referee David St. Hubbins and Walter Skopchik rounding out the crew. They call a moving pick. That was looked like Walter Skopchik with the call there. Walter, normally a bowler.
As anybody's been watching any college lacrosse in the first 2-3 weeks of the season, the moving pick has been really emphasized at the collegiate game and obviously filtering on down to the high school. And if you even blink, it looks like they're going to call you on a moving pick. So you have to be extremely careful.
Late in the count here as Kevin Davis comes out, puts some pressure on Haverford's 22, Gavin Burke. And now they get it behind, look to settle. Yet to see 32, Brenny McBride out on the field. He's a guy, reminds a lot of folks of Sidney Moncrief from back in his Arkansas Razorback days. As we get a poor exchange by the Fords. And Kevin Davis comes up with the ground ball. Here comes KD. KD gives it up, realizing he's no Mike Lubriaco, and then he draws a flag.
Well, Boys Lad's got a free play here. Not a good shot. When you have a flag down and you know you're going to be extra man for a minute, you really want to take a much better shot than that and hope you get a goal, and then you get an extra man face-off in a minute up a man.
And Bob, how do you convey to a kid that it's important to get a great shot, not a stick side? You know, you're shooting on the run, but you're not really driving it. Man Up's brought to you by THB Bakery and Deli Breakfast, Lunch, and Catering. Download our new app at MyTHB today. Bob, how do you get a team to do that?
Well, early in the season, some of this stuff, you just haven't practiced.
Here's Grimes, top center for Brandow. Little hitch and acceleration by Spencer. Now it's back up to Brandow. Here's Grimes. Down on the wing is Kaplan. Grimes looking for, Brendan Grimes, straight heat, son. Sound the bell, school's back in.
Well, we talked a second ago on the last extra man BL had what great balance they have, righties and lefties. First goal on extra man was a righty. This one is Grimes, and Grimes can bring the heat. He can really shoot a lacrosse ball extremely accurately and hard. I just think that one wasn't so accurate, but it was power.
Flat out blew him by him, like Foghorn Leghorn. Went right by you, son. You didn't know I had Foghorn Leghorn in my bag, did you, Bob? Go old school. Lakeshore with a face-off win by Giberson.
Peyton, just a sophomore, and you'll notice he's one of those face-off guys who's actually a lefty, like Bones Kelly, who we watched for years and years out of Calvert Hall. And so if he wins a face-off clean, Boys Latin set up in a left-handed fast break, which is also something a lot of teams aren't used to.
Nice save by Harrison Fellheimer.
Fellheimer's been pretty much on his game. BL's taken an awful lot of shots already in this game, with their...
Oh, Grady! No, you did! Oh, great! Abe Lincoln's mullet! Go low to high, son!
Well, he elevated this one, and they actually, give Haverford some credit here. Garno got the ball, and Boys Latin was just thinking, well, they're going to roll in and play a little offense here, get started, and Garno said, heck with you. He passed the ball to O'Grady before the defense was set up, and O'Grady just stuck that thing.
O'Grady, the son of world-famous POG, Paul O'Grady, who's coached in a couple different places, now helping out a little bit on the Haverford sideline. We had a chance to catch up with Coach Nostrand, of course, out of Washington College, one of the absolute greats. A lot of great coaches came out of Washington College, including
Kevin Giblin.
A man named Bob Shriver.
Oh, I did go to Washington College.
Bobby Balancino. It was still open then. George Washington hadn't been born yet, but here's O'Grady again, feeling it, back to go, inside cut, backside shot. I love the creativity.
It's a great play by Haverford. Number 30, TJ Malone, made a beautiful cut on the extra, on the fast break. And there's that quick.
That was a clear movement pick to me. It looked like, that was just you said good picks and bad picks. That looked like it was clearly a moving pick. Hip motion into the kid. That would have won. The Lakers.
They're under them if they want.
Ubriaco wants. And now we get the offsides call.
I'm not sure that was offside as much as BL was a little late getting their sub on the field. He was coming in behind the official and he blew it.
First quarter brought to you by the Valley Inn. Great place to gather. Also want to thank Toyota, the official vehicle of MIAA Lacrosse. Toyota, let's go places. Shot, goal, Haverford. Inching back Scott into Deck, it.
Unassisted. Scott Deck, if you see this, all he does is gets a half a step on his man. He turns the corner. Defenseman from Boys Latin's playing just a little bit back behind him where he shouldn't be. He just turns the corner, gets a nice angle, and puts the ball up over Brandow's shoulder. 3-2. So far, I would classify this as a game of mistakes on both teams, and, you know, that's pretty glaring. They're not as, let's say, refined as I think they'll be in another 3 or 4 weeks.
But it's also about capitalizing on that mistake. As we have 41 seconds left in the quarter, Kevin Davis with a nice ground ball gets it back to Brandow.
We're under 35, Booker. Boys Laden's offsides
they're
again.
Offsides again.
And they didn't call it. Boys Laden got lucky there. Very lucky.
And now they got him.
Now they're onside. You know, just, wow. Very, very interesting. They were definitely off, but when they blew that whistle, they were back onside.
Yeah, frustrating, but that's life.
Nice defense.
O'Grady feeling it. Oh, sting in the corner. Luke O'Grady ties it at 3.
Luke O'Grady, it's the second time he's dropped the head of his stick downstairs, and he's elevated it. Chris Brandow, the goalie, goes down a little bit on his stick, and once you sort of bend over and go down, it's extremely hard. You see he's going to go down when he drops his stick. You can't see the goalie, but he goes down, and it's very hard to bring your stick back up to get to that ball.
And in time, I mean, I talked with Coach Patrone and Coach Loving, the assistants at Haverford School, about who's your carrier, and they said Luke O'Grady is. I think they thought I asked who's your sniper, because he can definitely sling it. He's been on fire today. Violation early, and Haverford's going to get a chance to push something right here. Gavin Burke's going to try and create. Gets a little step, 3 seconds in the quarter, makes something. Oh, what a great trail check by Ubriaco. And there's the horn. First quarter brought to you by the Valley Inn. Make sure you get to the Valley Inn. This is the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week, presented by FCA Lacrosse. Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Huddles, camps, teams, building three-dimensional athletes and coaches. Coming up at halftime today, the Training Lace halftime show. Training Lace is an absolutely fantastic invention that wraps right around the shaft of your stick. You wrap it around your wrist. Parents sneak in a workout. Go to traininglace.com and figure it out. We're going to show the road to the Under Armour All-American game. Sort of undeniable. Second quarter set to go. Second quarter brought to you by the Mason-Dixon Line Shootout. It'll take place in Northeast Maryland, Calvert Regional Park, the weekend of November 10th and 11th. Top programs from around the country will compete in a one-day championship tournament for all divisions. Teams will be guaranteed 3 games, with top teams advancing the playoffs and the championships. We're also going to talk about the Press Box Online Varsity Sports Network rankings. Bob, we got the top 10 for the preseason. Calvert Hall's up at number 1. Do you agree with that call?
Well, they're the defending champions, and until somebody knocks them off their post, I can see why they would be preseason number 1. They got a lot of returning firepower, veteran players. So far, these face-offs, Booker, they haven't been won very clean, but Haverford's won the ground ball battle when it's been a 50-50 event.
And when it's a 50-50 ball, you got to get Judge Joe Murphy in there to declare who's right and who's wrong. BL winning another face-off. Quick to threaten. Was it Giberson or Gibber?
They pronounce it Giberson.
Giberson. I knew there was something unique about it. Great to have the Valley Inn on board of the sponsorship package, isn't it, Bob?
I agree. Ted Bauer, tremendous lacrosse player in his own right.
Oh, my, yeah. And did yeoman's work on the All-American committee. Back and forth by Grimes. Tell you what, that was not overhand. That was a sidearm shot. I have no problem with it. As a guy who's coached the game for a long time, I have no problem with the sidearm. Because that thing had some pace on it. Where are you on the whole overhand? Are you the guy yelling shoot overhand?
No, I think you've got to take whatever's your best skill set.
Yeah.
And for good
save
save,
right
but
there.
not a great shot. Low angle, trying to make something out of nothing there. I think Kaplan's guilty of from Boys Latin.
As the wind picks up.
Fellheimer is playing pretty well, I think, in the goal.
Fellheimer.
Excuse me. I think that Coach Nostrand was, they're starting a new guy.
And our first foul called now against the Lake Show. Man Ups this year brought to you by your friends at Towson Hot Bagel. THB Bakery and Deli has breakfast and lunch catering. Download their new app at MyTHB today. And the halftime show, Training Lace. Now, Bob, I know you're always walking the dog. You're always cutting the grass. You're always walking around campus here. You get a Training Lace on you, right? You're going to have a chance to really double the effects of that. Go to traininglace.com and increase it.
So you get a workout while you're doing those mundane tasks.
Yes.
It's a great idea.
Third member of our broadcast team, Dan Aburn, for this year as the Fords on man up now. 10 seconds left in the foul. We are going to bounce down and check in with Dan Aburn momentarily. That goes down, bodies go flying. Looked like kind of a clean hit. Wasn't that violent? O'Grady's going to come up with the ground ball, moves it very quickly. Dodged by Burke, shot, hits the post. He stepped in the crease. Good call by the officials. Let's jump down to Dan Aburn and see what the sideline looks like.
I'm really impressed with this game so far, Booker. Haverford's a team that hasn't really had that national prominence as Boys Latin has. And what we're seeing them from so far in this game is a willingness to kind of go toe-to-toe with them and kind of a fast-paced system that Boys Latin employs. Kind of really love what I'm seeing from Michael Ubriaco staying on the field. I'm really excited about this one. This one should pan out as a great contest.
They certainly have gone back and forth.
Well, I would say, again, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but there's been a lot of mistakes, offsides, bad passes, just not the smooth game that you might expect from two teams of this caliber.
But, Bob, I implore this. If they were playing slower, would they make fewer mistakes?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No, they're both very much want to play quickly.
Yes.
Now, you see, here's this down screen that he slipped. There's a bad pass, early in the season. Boys Latin got a switch that they were looking for. Now they got Matt Brandow being covered by a short stick. Haverford quickly ran at that short stick.
Basil Aburn, first time I've called his name today. Shoots it just over the cage.
I know what Boys Latin tries to do on offense, which Haverford has also done a little bit, is they try to play. Excuse me. We missed this play.
Great pass by Cam Spencer. Great finish by Matt Brandow. You drive around the cage, we're going to see in the replay, Bob. It's a pretty nifty little touch on that on the pass.
I agree, and a really nifty play by Matt Brandow, cutting down the backside, and a better feed by Spencer. He's emulating his older brother there a little bit with a really nice look, which Cam Spencer hadn't played lacrosse in 3 years. This is the first time he's played in 3 years, so he himself is a little rusty, but he's coming off a tremendous year in basketball for Boys Latin, and he's definitely got really fine athletic skill.
A lot of props to Cliff Reese and his efforts here at the Lake Show basketball program. He has done an unbelievable job. Ubriaco, another face-off win. They're getting into a roll there, Bob. How do you stop that if you're Haverford?
Again, early in the year, Coach Nostrand mentioned that he's got a couple different guys he's working on in the face-off X. They'll figure it out. Although Giberson is a quality player, although just a sophomore, he's a quality player. Been recruited to go to University of Maryland, and if Maryland's proven one thing, they're very good at facing off.
Especially if late. Charlie Raffa, unbelievable. Austin Henningsen, very good.
Yeah, this is Boys Latin plays 4 offensive players on their first 2 midfields. This is the second midfield, and that kid with the ball is a freshman, Ryan Spillman. He runs in with these guys.
I happen to coach his father, John, at Denison. Here's Grimes. Grimes comes out lefty. Little spinorama. I'll tell you what, fellas, that is a
Did he get a
great
piece
save
of that,
by
or
Fellheimer.
was it-
Fellheimer made the save.
Did he? He's playing well.
Gavin Burke with the clear, back and forth. Haverford finding a way to do some simple things that, that's how you chip away to 3-0 lead. And as I say that, the broadcaster's jinx is in perfect. They were doing the simple things for a moment.
Well, again, that's a preseason thing. Number 6, who's had such a good start to this game, Luke O'Grady, he's backing up, throwing a pass, and you don't get good accuracy on that. You got to move your feet to the target.
Lakers a little late in the count now, but they are very 100% sure they stay on sides. Boys Latin in their home whites, Haverford in their road maroons. Haverford up in Philadelphia, Bob, home of the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
And I'm not sure, and it's not real close to Booker Corrigan's hometown of Radnor, Pennsylvania, isn't it?
Radnor, PA, baby.
Now this is Boys Latin's kind of first group. This is Brendan Krause, Tucker Booth, and Connor Kaplan, and they also play with Basil Aburn, who you talked about a second ago.
Here's Kaplan. Kaplan, a little sky whammy. Now he goes down. Shot just wide that time. Tucker Booth. Thrilled to have Kelly & Associates and FCA Lacrosse. Go to FCALax.com to learn more about their camps, clinics, and huddles. Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Another tremendous save by Fellheimer. He gets his left wing up into that shot that was going right over his shoulder. Saved that with his shoulder. Really nice play.
Haverford with the clear as they will take some time to sub some guys off.
Gavin Burke doing some yeoman work.
Yeah.
He's been on the field a lot. I think they like to have him at the defensive end. Coach Nostrand with a timely timeout, settling his team down.
A nice timeout. And I think it's a great time for everybody. Step away, 5:17 to go here in the Kelly & Associates MIAA Game of the Week. Thanks for making us part of your sports viewing day.
The champions of today inspire the stars of tomorrow over Memorial Day weekend. Just as the stars of college lacrosse will compete for the 2018 NCAA Championship in Foxborough, Massachusetts, youth lacrosse players from across the nation will also be playing for a title at the NCAA Future Champions Tournament. Each team will receive 20 tickets to the NCAA Championships and have the opportunity to be recognized on the field at Gillette Stadium. To learn more, check us out at CSELax.com.
Okay. And let's take a look at the rankings of Varsity Sports Network. Pressbox Online. I'm going to be doing a newsletter all spring long, Bob, with Pressbox Online. Just send an email and get your hands on that. That's going to be fantastic all year. Calvert Hall, McDonough, BL, Loyola surprise at 4. St. Mary's a surprise at 5, Bob?
Well, Calvert Hall and McDonough played in the championship game last year. Boys Latin was in the semis. Loyola, St. Mary's have a quality groups returning. Severna Park, you see there at number 6, has not lost a game in 2 years. They've won 2 straight state championships. I know Boys Latin's playing Severna Park in about 2 or 3 weeks. So
that'll settle some of that.
That'll be a great game. And we see down at the bottom Haverford, another public school team who has had a tremendous amount of success in the last 10 years.
Big shout out to all our friends at the Valley Inn today. As we wink down to the 5-minute mark here, second quarter, Booker Corrigan, Bob Shriver, and Dan Aburn bringing the call. Chilly day here on Lake Avenue.
This is Haverford giving their second group a little run.
Little possession shot right there. Press Box and Corrigan Sports have teamed up together to provide high school Lax fans with a weekly high school newsletter and weekly email that features local boys and girls rankings, key upcoming games, and key players and coaches. To sign up, go to PressBoxOnline/lacrosse.
That was a moving pick right there. It's a little exchange behind the goal that wasn't called. And it's a point of emphasis. You're big time to the officiating group.
Well, I think that referee right there was Dr. Stuart Price. He's not really a doctor, though. He's a dentist.
This midfield for Haverford is big. This guy 4 is one big guy, Peyton Holloway. 9's big. Great ground ball again by Gable. We got a fast break for Boys Latin.
Cole Erickson gets it back. And that is going to be a fortuitous drop as Peter Garno is now on the scene for the Fords. And he likely will wheel this out of there. He's an athletic young man.
Not a good decision by Brandow on the point there. He was a little too low, and he tried to throw the ball back to the guy who brought the ball down the field, and they just weren't set up very well, Boys Latin.
3.5 minutes to go here. Second quarter brought to you by the Mason-Dixon Line Shootout.
Haverford will like this matchup. They've got Garno being covered by a short stick. Boys Latin just switch. Little inversion coming here. This is Matt Costin, one of their 3 junior starting middies.
Costin, time room, save Brandow. Like the move by Costin, like the save by Brandow. Reagan McNamara matriculates the ball up to the midfielders, and they will advance it behind the cage, and the Lake Show has the clear. They lead 4-3 here on a crisp March day. Brandow, feet moving, hands free shot. Oh, nice save by Fellheimer. Harrison Fellheimer really tracked that ball well, made it look pretty easy.
Made it look easy, but more than anything, it wasn't a good shot. But we'll compliment Fellheimer again. He's really been very much on his game. He's played extremely well so far. I'd say, well, I don't know what the stats say, but I'd say he's close to 10 saves already.
2 minutes left in the half. Let's go down to our sideline. Dan Aburn. Dan, what are you seeing?
I'm seeing a favorable matchup right now for Haverford. They got an offensive midi stuck on the defensive end going against Haverford's go-to guy and Peter Garner right now. Look for them to exploit this opportunity right here.
Basil Aburn somehow finds a way to turn it. But this is Brenny McBride. The great Brenny McBride, who attended McDonough School for a little while before he moved up north.
They got Garno here running downhill, as Dan just said. This is a really good, favorable matchup for Haverford.
Ubriaco ready to slide early, and he leaves a man open. Shot just wide, backed up by Malone. 1:17 in the quarter. Halftime brought to you by Training Lace. Can't wait to watch that episode. TrainingLace.com.
A little surprised. Boys Latin could have called a timeout there and gotten a more favorable matchup on the field. Coach Farrell's letting them play, though.
Saved by Brandow. Nice drive to the cage by Salvaggio.
If BL doesn't get anything here, I think they'll call a timeout.
I think they're going to get something. Oh, what a shot by Ubriaco, and a great save by Fellheimer. And we still have 45 seconds left. Bren McBride makes the clutch catch at midfield. And now it's TJ Malone.
Haverford's underneath Boys Latin. Boys Latin got very lucky there.
Yes, they had a man open on the crease, just didn't complete it. And now the Lake Show with 20 seconds left. Here's Brandow. And we get a timeout by Coach Farrell. I want to take some time here to remind you guys the Mason-Dixon Line Shootout will take place in Northeast Maryland. Calvert Regional Park the weekend of November 10th and 11th. Make sure you get there. The Fellowship of Christian Athletes huddles, camps, teams, building three-dimensional athletes and coaches. Learn more at fcalax.com. Toyota.com. Toyota, the official car of MIAA Lacrosse. If legendary safety and reliability is what drives you, shop buyatoyota.com and find a great deal on the Toyota that's perfect for you. Toyota, let's go places. Bob, what are they setting up in the huddle? You get 20 seconds. You can do a lot of things.
I'm going to guess they're going to try to get one of the top wing middies to drive hard and see if they can't swing the ball back behind the goal to the weak side and get Grimes or Brandow free on that weak side to either take an open shot or maybe to be able to drive to the hoop.
Or a little hitch, yeah, a little hitch and go. I like the hitch and go there.
Especially when you got a defenseman coming at you a little bit. You know, if BL can swing the ball, you know, from that one side, the strong side back to the weak side, then the hitch and go or maybe just a step down shot is available to you. My guess is that's what they'll try. Haverford, of course, could come out in the zone and really mess everything up.
That was my next question was going to be, is there any chance this early in the year Haverford has their zone in?
My guess is they may, although Nody, as you know, Coach Nostrand, he's just one of those tough guys, you know. Zone just doesn't probably fit his skill set to a degree.
Go to traininglace.com to order your Training Lace now. Training Lace is the comfortable, flexible training weight that can be used to build muscle in any sport or fitness activity. Get yours at traininglace.com. Here we are, 17 seconds. They push it behind. Here's Brandow. Has his defender hung up, but not a lot of time with which to work.
No, he had somebody open. Number 2 popped open.
Brandow, outside roll. Shot goes wide, backed up by BL with 1 second left.
Yeah, Matt made the right play. He didn't have anything to feed. He could have come up, I think, a little higher to set up that question mark dodge. You call it something else?
Outside roll.
Outside roll dodge to improve his angle. Good half.
Halftime brought to you by Training Lace. You're watching the Kelly Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse.
Kelly and Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, payroll, and workforce challenges. Kelly and Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll is pleased to support CSE TV and the Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
Protect the plate now, Scotty.
We've got a lot going on this spring. We could really use a new car.
Did you say you could use a new car?
Yeah.
Come with me.
Scotty! Hustle up!
And now's the time to get a great deal on a new Toyota.
You mind?
Sure.
Here you go.
Okay, here you go. Yeah.
Right now, lease a Highlander for only $279 a month, or buy with $1,000 cash back, or pick a Sienna with 0.9% APR.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
The MIAA is the most competitive lacrosse conference in the country. The 2018 MIAA Lacrosse Semifinals and Championships will be held May 15th and 18th at Towson University's Johnny Unitas Stadium. For a glimpse into the future of the collegiate game, the MIAA, where the stars of tomorrow play for a championship today.
Halftime show brought to you by Training Lace. Go to traininglace.com. Bob, you can sneak in a workout anytime. I'm Booker Corrigan. Of course, this is Bob Shriver. Bob, halftime, obviously it's a 4-3 game. How do you instruct these guys to clean up what we've seen so far?
Well, I think in Haverford's case, they've been playing an awful lot of defense, but their goalie has bailed them out a bunch. Although I would actually say that Boys Ladden's taken some very poorly executed shots that have given the goalie an opportunity. He's had a wonderful start, though. I think if Boys Ladden can clean up their shooting, they might be able to start getting a little space on Haverford. They seem to have the better of the play so far. However, Haverford's come a long way. The bus ride takes a lot out of you. I would think that they'll settle down a little bit here in the second half.
Luke O'Grady, number 6 for Haverford School, leading the way statistically. 2 absolutely gorgeous goals. Guy can shoot the ball.
Yeah, well, in the outset of the game, you were talking about, and we were both talking about, that he's the guy that Coach Nostrand wants to have carry the ball and keep his offense going, and then he blasted 2 high risers that were terrific shots.
Great day here at BL. If you like it, 37 and a little brisk. What'd you say?
Yeah, the wind chill might be a tad lower than that. But you wouldn't. It's hard to tell. You have so many clothes on.
I'm bundled up. We'll be back with the traininglace.com halftime show. Go to traininglace.com and get yours now.
The champions of today inspire the stars of tomorrow over Memorial Day weekend. Just as the stars of college lacrosse will compete for the 2018 NCAA Championship in Boxborough, Massachusetts, youth lacrosse players from across the nation will also be playing for a title at the NCAA Future Champions Tournament. Each team will receive 20 tickets to the NCAA Championships and have the opportunity to be recognized on the field at Gillette Stadium. To learn more, check us out at cselax.com.
Maryland's top high school teams are in the spotlight at the PNC Lacrosse Invitational on Saturday, March 24th at Loyola's Ridley Athletic Complex. The girls' game features a Baltimore rivalry with Roland Park taking on Notre Dame Prep at 5. The boys' game follows with Severn facing MIAA rival Archbishop Spalding at 7. Log on to PNCinvitational.com for more information. The PNC Invitational, where high school lacrosse takes center stage.
Spring is coming. Enjoy the season with a great deal on a new Toyota. Like low APR financing on the technology-loaded Corolla, the adventurous RAV4, the rugged Tundra, and more.
I'm rebuilding the deck?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, buy a Tacoma with $750 cash back from Toyota, or get 0.9% APR. Or buy a Tundra and save with $1,250 cash back.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
There's a shot of the field here at BL. Booker Corrigan, Bob Shriver, Dan Aburn down on the sideline. Who else you got, Bob?
Terry Floyd. We got everybody from inside lacrosse here today, don't we? Huh?
Yeah, we're bringing everything we can to you. Want to get Terry Floyd on the mic here in the third quarter when we get a chance. It is going to be a great second half. We're fortunate, aren't we?
Well, we're fortunate to see 2 great high school lacrosse teams playing a really good intersectional game this early in the season. Both teams, as I have said repeatedly, a little rusty. I think they made some mistakes I don't think they'll make later in the year, but it's a very hotly contested, competitive game. I think Boys Latin has been guilty of not shooting the ball very well. Haverford's been guilty of maybe a bad pass here or there, as BL has done. Both early season, very common mistakes.
Harrison Fellheimer's played well in the goal for Haverford.
Terrific. Yeah. I don't know what these stats are going to come back, but I'd be shocked if he doesn't have double-digit saves already.
We're going to step away momentarily. The Kelly & Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse.
You're not keeping stats, are you?
Maryland's top high school teams are in the spotlight at the PNC Lacrosse Invitational on Saturday, March 24th at Loyola's Ridley Athletic Complex. The girls' game features a Baltimore rivalry with Roland Park taking on Notre Dame Prep at 5. The boys' game follows with Severn facing MIAA rival Archbishop Spalding at 7. Log on to PNCinvitational.com for more information. The PNC Invitational, where high school lacrosse takes center stage.
Represent for Rough Rider Nation. The Rough Riders have been on top of the game since 2007. Rough Rider alums continue to shine and won national championships at all levels. Rough Rider teams dominate the countryside in Maryland, Pennsylvania, and now Virginia. Check us out online at roughriderlacrosse.com. It's time to ride or die.
1, 2, 3, ride!
The MIAA is the most competitive lacrosse conference in the country. The 2018 MIAA Lacrosse Semifinals and Championships will be held May 15th and 18th at Towson University's Johnny Unitas Stadium. For a glimpse into the future of the collegiate game, the MIAA, where the stars of tomorrow play for a championship today.
Bob, let's take a look. Just like the rug ties the room together, halftime highlights and stats tie the game together. Let's look at some what jumps off the page at you?
Well, I would say the saves is probably the biggest thing. I thought that maybe he was a little closer to 10, but Fellheimer's got 7 saves. Brandow has 3, and it's got as much to do with how many shots Boys Latin's taken. I'd say the shots Boys Latin to Haverford are probably pretty close to 2-1. So Boys Latin's had the ball the most, but they haven't been able to. You know, they had a 3-0 lead, pretty comfortable. They had the ball. They got a move and pick call, and next thing you know, it's 3-3. So Haverford's hung in there. At this point in time, I don't give anybody a clear-cut favorite in this second half.
Well, and credit also, the Haverford faceoff guy, Testakos, has really done a nice job of battling. He's not winning them clean, but he's not giving them up. He's not giving up big runs. BL has had a little bit of advantage as we get ready to get going. Here in the third quarter brought to you by Columbia Bank. Banking made easy. The Columbia Bank is proud to be the official bank of MIAA Lacrosse. The ColumbiaBank.com. Bank easier, online all the time. They're a member of the FDIC.
Quick violation against Boys Latin. Haverford with the ball.
And Guy Iverson's not a guy who violates a lot. That's interesting to see that happen to start the half.
I think so many face-off guys get focused or they get used to the way the face-off is administered.
I don't know if that was a bounce pass or a spiking.
Different referees administer it differently, so you can't get into any kind of a routine. You have to be patient and disciplined when you're down in the crouch. You just hold it till you hear the whistle go.
Haverford possession, they're working it around as we welcome in to the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week. Terry Floyd from Inside Lacrosse. Terry, absolute pleasure to have you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Now let's talk. Inside Lacrosse, you guys cover everything in the college game. Do you develop a closeness with a different program at a different time?
It really has a lot to do on the college level with the communication with the college coach and the familiarity you have with those players, developing, over the course of time, particularly if you've seen guys when they were younger in their high school careers as well.
And I'm the same way, where if I broadcast the team a couple times, I develop an affinity for them. Virginia Tech was that way for college basketball for me.
For sure.
Oklahoma State I did a couple times, so all of a sudden I'm a big Cowboys fan. Like, yeah, right. Never been to the state of Oklahoma. Now, Terry, how about Ryan Conrad? Inside Lacrosse is the place you go for breaking news like this. Any updates on that situation?
Yeah, so it was reported today that he'll miss the remainder of the season due to a lower extremity injury. Really disappointing news coming out of Charlottesville there. Conrad, a junior midfielder, one of the best two-way middies in the entire country. So good at both ends of the field, and a really emotional player for that Cavalier squad. It's going to be tough to see them play without him in the forthcoming weeks.
As Haverford continues to run offense, or at least get the ball around. Doesn't look like they're in a tremendous hurry to go anywhere, nor would I be. O'Grady behind the cage. Now we get the stall warning. As soon as I make one comment, Terry, that's what the powers that we have up here.
I think the refs are just able to hear you, Book.
Gavin Burke now for Haverford. As they have a shot clock here. BL, it's big time. They have a visible shot clock. Garno, inside feed, shot just off the side, and we are tied at 4. Scott Deck, second goal of the day for him. He's a guy making plays. Now, Terry, how much do you worry about rankings right now? Like, we just did our halftime rankings on the Training Lace halftime show. Where are you as far as your process with rankings, and how heavily do you weight them?
Yes, so obviously we do a lot of work on the preseason rankings, looking back at 2017, what unfolded, the players that are coming back, some guys that made an impression on the summer on the summer circuit, and how they expect to be introduced into the team this year. This past week, on Wednesday, we unveiled our first in-season update to the rankings, and it's interesting because all across the country, teams are starting action at different times. And so Texas, Florida, Georgia, some of those teams have played 5-6 games already, and here in the Mid-Atlantic, only the best teams are getting going right now. It's going to be another month before games get underway in some parts of the country, including Minnesota, the last to start. That's the first weekend in April.
That's why we have the guy from Inside Lacrosse here, because he knows where the last to start. It's absolute great insight. Thank you, Terry. We saw the goal by Deck right there. Nice little, get your hands free a little bit and put some pace on a shot.
And not only that, incredibly patient offense. When the shot clock gets put on, that's when the pressure starts to build, and the ability to, find a look and a nice turning jump shot near side pipe. That was a really, really impressive goal for Haverford.
Scott Deck tying it up at 4. And there's a man putting another man down. As Haverford's Tim Carlson, his dad Eric Carlson, a star out at Denison in his time.
Michael O'Neill saying, "You're not inverting me."
Oh, I'll tell you what, Peyton Holloway literally just ripped one.
That's the type of shot you want to see. That's that left to right split. Get your hands free from, I don't know, what was that, about 14 yards, high to high. Doing that on a college level goaltender, that's.
Kid like Chris Brandow, you don't get to keep the puck, as we like to say. You blow one of those by Chris Brandow, keep the puck, because he is a legit goaltender.
Is that why he swiped the ice afterwards? He knew that he was going to keep the puck?
We cover all the bases here, Terry. Third quarter brought to you by Columbia Bank. Thrilled to have those guys. I know some of them are at the Valley Inn watching right now.
They got the sound over there at the Valley Inn?
They do have the sound over there. Oh, Michael Ubriaco. As the wind has picked up a little bit. Normally the wind dies down during the course of the day. Booker Corrigan along with Terry Foy bringing us some third quarter action. Flag on the field. Not sure what it was, but it looks like it's going to be...
That's a technical foul.
Yeah, he called a technical... Conduct? I don't know. Man Up's brought to you by THB Bakery and Catering, Deli and Breakfast. Lunch, download their new app, MyTHB.
I think my wife just got that app. She's a big THB fan.
I can't be at my age.
You don't say.
At my age, if you see a bagel and a pat of butter, I'm better off eating the butter. And everything bagels are the single greatest thing that God's invented to make man happy. O'Grady across the top. Carlson down the wing. Now it's behind and up top on the wing to Garno. Bren McBride behind looking to sneak. 7 seconds on the foul. Garno shot just wide. So that thing had some pace on it. Little vapor trail behind that ball. Look like Maverick taking off in Miramar.
Supersonic will be there in 30 seconds.
O'Grady across the top. Here's Garno. As we like to say, Terry, they have killed off the penalty, but the penalty's not over until the puck's out of the zone.
That's right. You got to figure out a way to kill this possession, clear the ball, get settled. And for Boys Latin, this is momentum time right here. You give up another one, fall behind 2. Haverford's got to like the way they're feeling, reeling off 3 to start the third quarter.
Speaking of feeling it, here's Garno. Shot looks like Brando either a leg or a post.
I'm pretty sure he got a piece of that one. He's going to feel that one tomorrow, too. I think that came off the inside of the ankle, and I've taken a few of those. They don't go away too quick. BL
successful clear. They haven't really had the ball much this quarter.
And the successful penalty kill as well.
No, Terry, you guys do a great job with the Face-Off magazine. I mean, it's every lacrosse player has that on their desk.
Yep.
You have the calendar coming out.
Yep.
What's the next big thing for Inside Lacrosse? You guys got the...
Yeah, the big thing we're excited about right now is our high school scoreboard. So obviously there's been a lot of change in the, internet community about what's been going on, and certainly Lax Power has been the gold standard at that for about 20 years or so. Not knowing what the future holds for Lax Power's high school scoreboard, we saw an opportunity and a need to try to fill, so make sure you check out InsideLacrosse.com. If you hit that scores button in the top left corner, HS right there, and we're doing our best to make sure that we're bringing about 30,000 scores over the course of this season.
Only 30,000?
I know. Well, that's only the regular season. Then we've got a lot more coming in the postseason as well.
One man's meat's another man's poison, as I always say. They get the backup. Look like everybody's a little dazed on that one. Haverford subbing a guy out, little 6-on-5 here as we are now under the 6-minute mark. Lakers now trailing Haverford 5-4 with a big shot advantage, but there's no pictures on the scorecard. Lloyd in on attack. Here's Kaplan across the top. Down to Grimes. Grimes gets a pick, doesn't use it. The old Timmy Goldstein changed direction at the pick. Shot by Grimes just wide. Kaplan with the backup, and they're going to give that to... When the ball went out, the Laker kid was closer. When the ref turned around and looked to see who was closer, the Haverford kid was closer. It's an interesting game, this world we live in, right there?
Yeah, got to give a little bit of credit to Gavin Burke on the hustle play. At least put it in the ref's hands, make a decision.
Leave it up to him to call it, but he hustled. Saved by Brandow. He's looking to get it to Basil Aburn. Now they'll push it. Come on now. There's Basil. I've seen this game before. Aburn down the wing. Brandow. Trailer to Ubriaco. Oh, and that's going to... Now they made up for it. They gave that one to Beal.
I was going to say, was that a ball don't lie situation with that Brandow save that sparked the fast break the other way? I think that was the lacrosse guys making that call a little bit even.
Now they balance it up. Pass goes awry, and Haverford now with position. Terry, thanks so much for your time. Love to have you back on every time.
Thanks, Booker. It was a pleasure.
You got it. Now, Bob, tell us, what was going through your mind when you watched all that excitement with nobody banging one in the net?
Well, then it wasn't that exciting. No, it was some good up and down lacrosse. BL had a couple fast break opportunities that they didn't back up the goal, had a penalty that they survived. Haverford had the ball for the first 5 minutes of this quarter, settled down here a little bit in the last couple minutes.
Haverford possession behind. Up on the wing.
Well, so far, Coach Nostrand's pre-game talk about his dynamic offense centered around his attack, really, and kind of Garno in the midfield, and his attack's done most of the damage. Holloway, the big kid, number 4, got his hands free and stuck that thing in the corner to go up 5 to put Haverford up 5-4.
Little outside action off the crease by TJ Malone, and he is rapidly relieved of his duties of carrying the ball. And that's going to be a push, loose ball or ball out of bounds. Great hustle. Let's take a moment and see what Dan Aburn's learned about today's game. What do you like, Dan?
We got to give some love to these goalies in this game. Between Fellheimer and Brandow, we've got 2 goalies who are just playing out of their mind right now. I feel like for Brandow, he's really saved the Lakers from a few sticky situations in this one, a few clear defensive breakdowns. Right now, though, Haverford's got all the momentum in this game. A few missed opportunities by Ubriaco in transition. I could have been the difference maker for the Lakers so far, but I think they really just got to find their feet in this quarter, start getting some more high-quality looks.
Another thing I'm noticing, Bob, in these pre-daylight savings games, get a little dark out here all of a sudden. Turn the lights on. Inside feed. The Lakers doing everything they can right now. Grimes, little hitch, accelerate shot, just wide. You see, that's your man, Ben Smith, the freshman, getting out of the way on the crease. Brandow settles for the Lakers, looking to dodge. Such quick feet, head up the whole time. I love his game.
Oh, what a save, Fellheimer. He's on his game, and he's actually made them look pretty easy, quite honestly.
Here's O'Grady. Has a trailer in the form of Jack Leary.
Haverford's offense been much better organized this half. They've really possessed the ball, running around the goal a bunch. Ended up with some really good opportunities, including their 2 goals that they've scored already.
Yep. And is that a principle, talking at halftime, like, let's just do what we do? Oh, what a save, Brandow, kicking it out. I don't know if he got too much of it, but he certainly tracked it well.
Salvaggio, we talked about him earlier. He's a big, strapping kid. Plays attack usually, but he's running midfield and getting an opportunity to run downhill.
Behind, here's O'Grady. Little shake and bake. They rhyme, and they're both verbs. He turns it over to Garno. And you can see great team defense by the Lakers whenever Garno has the ball, out of respect. Shot just wide that time by Salvaggio.
Haverford's doing a great job on offense, possessing the ball. They're just running a little motion offense. Everybody's in the right spots. Garno, I've been actually impressed with Garno. He's got a lot of big-time reputation, but all he's done is let the game come to him. He hadn't tried to force himself on the game. He's been very impressive.
Oh, and as you say that, ladies and gentlemen, Bob Shriver has already seen this game.
Well, there's Garno again. He's playing off somebody else. He gets that daggone ball on the goal line extended. He's up with a good angle. There's another ball that's been elevated by Haverford. That's the 3rd goal that they've dropped from low to high, and Chris is guilty of going down. Look at the goalie, Chris Brandow. Great pass. He's guilty of going down, and he can't get back up to get to that shot. He's got to stand up in the goal. Watch his stick. It drops. He's got to stand up.
Tastekos pushed, beaten, clubbed. He looked like Dale Doback with Chris Gardocki coming off a swing set.
29 seconds left. Haverford can add to this lead. They have absolutely dominated this quarter. BL had a couple good opportunities. Yep. Ubriaco missed the goal once. Actually missed a goal twice on some unsettled situations. And Haverford has just dominated the quarter.
Step down. Brandau climbs the ladder to make that save.
Well, again, that time he stayed up.
Yep.
He stayed up, and he was able to get to that low to high shot.
End of the third quarter, brought to you by Columbia Bank. You're watching the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
Thunder Bay Apparel is the hottest lacrosse exclusive clothing line in the game. Thunder Bay's t-shirts and hats flash a little lacrosse lifestyle into your wardrobe. Thunder Bay's pigment dyed, ring-spun cotton t-shirts immediately feel like you've owned them for years because nobody wants to wear that other polyester fabric every day. Make sure you check out the new styles and designs. All you got to do is click on thunderbayapparel.com.
Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Huddles, camps, teams, building three-dimensional athletes and coaches. Good look at the BL huddle. Here's some NCAA games to watch. You got number 1 against number 2 Albany, Maryland. It doesn't even make top billing because you got the Fighting Irish taking on Denver.
Not to mention Syracuse, Hopkins, and then Loyola playing Duke. That's four pretty good contests this weekend.
Some great games. It's too bad we don't have Bob Shriver on one of those games.
Penn State playing Cornell up here at U.S. Lacrosse. Another quality game between an Ivy League team and
How
one
does
of those.
ESPN not have Bob Shriver on the air every weekend? They're killing lacrosse people.
No, they're probably saving them.
No. Bob Shriver on a weekly basis would heal a lot of the world's problems.
Well, boys land to get back in this game. They lost all the face-offs that quarter, and it really put them in a negative situation. They hope Giverson can make a play here.
When you said they put them in a negative situation,
well, they're playing defense the whole quarter.
Negative.
That's negative. They want to play. Most teams prefer to play offense.
You know, it's cheaper if you buy 2 pickles. Brandau comes off the pick.
You know, they got the switch that they're looking for. Haverford readjusted very quickly and very nicely.
Oh, nice save by Fellheimer. They're really doing a nice little number on this group.
Fellheimer is just playing terrific.
He's shaking his leg right now, I'll tell you that much, because that you could hear that impacted skin.
Hey, look, the body's part of the goaltender, and if it hits his leg, he may not like it in the short term, but in the long term, he's very happy.
A bruise is better than a rake. BL spreading out. First time they've been on offense. Dan, what are you learning?
Well, BL's, first of all, got to find a goal. They need a goal in a bad way right now. They've got a few finishers on the field in Kaplan and Avon right now. They got to bang it through Brando, though, which is what they're doing right now. Gets a shot off, but a little too high on that one. I think they got to feed it through Grimes, and they got to feed it through Brando. They're getting the looks.
And you talk about Grimes. Don't ask Dan Aburn if he's seen this tape. Bob, you might be able to run for your money here. Nice call, Dan.
Well, interesting to note is that Grimes is carrying that ball right-handed, and I'm sure Fellheimer, after he's seen about 6 or 7 of his left-handed cannons, he probably wasn't ready for it. And if we get a chance to see this replay, he beats him inside his right ear hole. It's a very tough place to throw a lacrosse ball because most goalies will cover that inside pipe. Grimes found the opening. And Dan was all over it.
Dan made it. That's a money call, Dan. Welcome to the party.
I've seen this game before, too, Booker.
Welcome to the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse. Booker Corrigan, just a bystander for Bob Shriver and Dan Aburn. And Giverson is now feeling at the faceoff dot. Lefty break Grimes.
You know, it's so tough. Giverson that time should have kept the ball in his stick and carried it a little deeper.
Oh, they got a guy open in front. Now they find him. Go behind the back, son.
Giverson stayed on the field, made a nice cut. You know, when everybody thinks a face-off guy's going to sub out, he actually made a really nice cut.
It's funny, I might be a little bit sharp with my tone, Bob. I was at the Kid Rock concert this weekend. on Saturday. A lot of folks you love there.
Yeah, like who?
People at the Baltimore Arena.
This is Smith, freshman, inverting.
Smith. Tell you what, he's in trouble. He's going to pass it soon.
Try to make something that wasn't there.
Referee Walter Skopchik.
Haverford's settled in on defense, too. Coach Nostrand thought they were a little inexperienced, and he wasn't sure how they were going to play. I think they played exceptional lacrosse, backed up really well by goaltender Fellheimer.
Harrison Fellheimer has played magnificently. Oh, inside.
Another one. Look at Smith.
Brandow will settle it. Laker offense, fourth quarter already, Bob. Going by too fast. Fourth quarter brought to you by Durham Capital. Durham Capital is proud to be a supporter of the game of the week. Lakers still patient on offense. This was kind of the recipe that Haverford used to start their run.
Boys Latin's kind of working really hard on getting the ball in a favorable matchup, and too many guys are standing around watching the offense. You know, I think they need a little bit more motion. Haverford slides are too easy. When you're standing around, you're not moving the defense enough.
Defender Bogo on Brandow right there.
Yeah, I think BL likes that matchup. Bogo's had a little trouble with Cam Spencer. That time he was covering Matt Brandow, and he took it to the goal.
Grimes had a nice cutter right inside action there, David. Cam Spencer unable to corral it, but now it's still BL possession.
Boys Latin's doing to Haverford a little bit what Haverford was doing to BL in that third quarter, possessing the ball really nicely, making the defense play.
Ben Smith coming out lefty, and now it's up top to Brandow. Matt Brandow comes out right-handed. Defender runs into one of his own teammates' throwback. Shot over the cage by Mason Russell.
Fellheimer's got him spooked a little bit, I think.
Goaltender for Haverford.
Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, nice save by Fellheimer. Going down to get Harrison Fellheimer has played well. No interference there as they're late on the count.
Good ride by Boys Latin there. They pressed down, didn't give him any outlet. Great timeout by John Nostrand. They've been on defense for about 4 minutes. He wants to settle them down.
That is a fantastic timeout. 6-5 your score here. The Kelly & Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse.
Thunder Bay Apparel is the hottest lacrosse-exclusive clothing line in the game. Thunder Bay's t-shirts and hats flash a little lacrosse lifestyle into your wardrobe. Thunder Bay's pigment-dyed, ring-spun cotton t-shirts immediately feel like you've owned them for years because nobody wants to wear that other polyester fabric every day. Make sure you check out the new styles and designs. All you got to do is click on ThunderBayApparel.com.
Here's your schedule of upcoming games that Bob and I will be just enjoyable. What jumps off? What do you like the most? Culver, McDonough?
Culver, McDonough. How about Landon, the #1 team in the country last year, playing Haverford here in a couple weeks after all the private schools actually have their spring breaks. Most of them start tomorrow.
Then we got Gilman and Calvert Hall, Loyola St. Paul's, and back to Calvert Hall, McDonough, BL. We get some nice sprinkling of teams. You'll get to see Severn. We get them all. We got all the biggies. Right, Bob?
It's a wonderful lineup, I got to profess to say. I think we're going to enjoy it, and maybe by the 29th, with that double header, maybe by the 29th, we'll actually be able to feel our fingers and maybe our toes.
My toes left a long time ago. Still BL ball 6-5.
BL can come back with their first midfield group. After that second group really had a great possession. You know, a really solid offensive series.
Grimes. Inside feed to Booth, shot, goal. And we are tied at 6.
Well, I talked about earlier, boys, I'd standing around a lot on offense, watching one guy dodge. Well, that time, Tucker Booth wasn't standing around. Everybody's watching Grimes dodge. Booth makes a really nice cut. He's wide open. Great feed by Grimes.
Great shot of that boys Latin sideline.
Here it is, Booker. We just saw the tail end. Again, everybody's standing around watching Grimes dodge, and Tucker Booth recognized that the man covering him had his head turned, and he just cut right to what we used to say, you cut to the laces.
Cut through the laces, oh yeah. Giberson against Testakos. And the Lakers come away with possession here with 6 minutes left, fourth quarter. Brought to you by Durham Capital, providing non-traditional sources of capital for public and private companies worldwide. For more information, visit durhamcap.com. And a huge shout out to my friends at the Valley Inn.
There's a big face-off, big face-off. And those Valley Inn people are seeing some really good lacrosse. It's on live there right now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Well, let's say hello to those guys.
Yeah.
Actually, the one guy that's really has played extremely well in the preseason has been, for Boys Latin, has been #1, Brendan Krause. I look for him to...
As Fellheimer makes a nice... Oh, now the rebound pinballs.
BL's got a timeout.
Yeah, but Kaplan booted it. That's...
Good check by Haverford defender.
Let's spin down to the sideline and see what Dan's got. Dan, what do you got?
Booker, if you had told me that Brendan Grimes would not only score and assist with his right hand to bring him back, I'm not sure I would have believed you. But you know what? I saw this fella play at a great event put on by none other than Corrigan Sports Enterprises in the unarmed underclass. He had a hand in 8 straight points for you guys in a comeback against Long Island. So it's no surprise that, you know, in a game like this, when they need a big play, they're going to go to him.
And they just had a huge ride right in front of their own bench. And that'll get some of those guys over there wearing shorts a little warmed up.
Haverford defenseman there, number 26, Edward King. He just, you know, he kind of got a little nervous with the ball. And Boys Latin jumped all over him, put the ball on the ground. Now they got a favorable matchup, one that they like, Brandau on a shorty. But Burke has been up to the task today. He's had a great game for Haverford.
Oh, shot through the screen. And Matty Brandau makes it 7-6 Lake Show.
Well, they finally figured a way to beat Fellheimer, and that is to shoot the ball when he can't see it.
Yeah.
Look at it. I think there's 2 or 3 people in between Brandau and the goalie. Look, I don't think Fellheimer even saw that ball coming at him.
You see Brandau step back. There it is.
Yeah, look, 15-22. There's just no, he didn't see it. It's a good play by Brandau. He shot sort of through the defenders that weren't covering him.
My boys at the Columbia Bank watching the Valley Inn. We got to get them some traininglace.com products. Much needed face-off win for the Fords as O'Grady comes all the way up to get it. Testakos now touches it in. And now it's Malone.
Big face-off.
First time the Fords have trailed since the 2:11 mark of the second quarter. Looking to push it behind. And just a little uncomfortable there. Not the end of the world, right? You just have to ride now. BL just had a big ride. Haverford's going to have a big ride.
BL's got a little 2-on-1 here. They just have to make sure they got to stay on side. 21's open.
Lakers get the clear. 3:33 to go, fourth quarter. Lakers, a little bit of opportunity there, but it looks like the foot's coming off the gas just a touch. Just a touch. They'll run something here, though. But they could have pushed it there.
They don't want to sit on this thing too long.
Yep.
The referees are going to warn them. They need to run their offense now. Here they go.
This is Booth, number 25. Down to Cruz.
They're about to get warned, I think. They need to be in a little bit more of an attack mode. Here goes Brandow.
Brandow getting hot late.
Good stick. Great stick off 5. Nice play. Stick in the passing lane. Charlie Cordisco. Nice play.
Booth taking some time. Press Box and Corrigan Sports have teamed up to provide high school Lax fans with a weekly high school newsletter. Make sure you go to PressBoxOnline.com/lacrosse and get that electronic newsletter as the wind starts to howl, as Jimi Hendrix used to say.
They've got the shot clock on for some reason. I never saw the refs put their hand up in the air.
They wouldn't be wrong if they did.
Well, they did, obviously. They called the shot clock. There's 25 seconds. Boys Ladin's got to get the ball on cage, hit a pipe, throw it in the goal, make the goalie save one, or else they're going to turn the ball over.
15 now on the shot clock. Up top to Booth. Booth coming up the pick from Brandow. Brandow rolls. This is the guy they want to have it. Shot goal. Matt Brandow taking the game over.
There you go.
Absolutely making people miss.
Unassisted.
Matt Brandow, fourth quarter, just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in. 1:52 left.
Well, he's got to get a shot off, and he leans in. He just kind of overpowers that guy, gets his hands free, and throws the ball into the lower corner, which so far are the only places that they've had some success against Felheim.
That ball was buried in the corner.
Beautiful low and away shot. Now, Boys Ladin showed some moxie. You got to give them a little credit. They got dominated in the third quarter, fell behind by 2 goals, and have responded with 4 of their own to take a 2-goal lead.
Iverson with a big face-off win for the Lakers. And the lefty now steps in. Timeout, Coach Farrell. You're watching the Kelly Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse. The Under Armour tryouts remain the premier recruiting event of the summer for high school players looking to be seen by college coaches at every level. Step up and measure yourself against the best players in your region. Register at UnderArmourLacrosse.com. And welcome aboard to the Game of the Week sponsorship crew to Training Lace, traininglace.com. Glad to have them on board. Bob, I know you're walking the dog. You can even wear a Training Lace to the Valley Inn, right? When you're out dancing, you have your soft sole Capizio dance shoes.
Is that good with an elbow?
Yeah, if you have a weak elbow and your 12-ounce beverage gets less than 12 ounces, you can add weight as you drink, as you consume.
Well, Coach Farrell called that timeout. The only thing that he did give Haverford an opportunity to do was to set their defensive game plan. It looks like they're about to send somebody to execute a double team. BL's got a couple guys open.
Yeah, and
Goalie
Brando
never came out of the goal.
Brando's got that wherewithal.
He's got another TO if he wants to.
And it's almost like you've done this before. 1:14 to go now, fourth quarter.
Well, this ball, Booker, is going to get put back into play behind the goal, and Coach Nostrand can clearly double team the ball from there and not risk somebody just shooting it into an open goal. I have seen this. I saw this in a game the other day, which was a great strategy. Take the goalie, and in case of Fellheimer, he looks like he's big. He's a little lumbersome guy. It doesn't look like he's maybe the most athletic kid. He's great in the goal. And maybe put him back on the. You have to have a goal on the field, a goalie stick on the field. So put him back at attack. Put one of your quality defensive middies. You know, Burke showed that he's capable, and now you can play them 7-on-6 with nothing but poles and short sticks, and you leave the goalie on the offensive end. It's a strategy that's a pretty unique one, and in the case of Haverford, it's so early in the season, they haven't had time to work on any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Especially with the nor'easter that came in last Friday, and then they had, a foot of snow that came in yesterday.
Yeah, well, last Friday they were supposed to scrimmage Loyola. Last Saturday they missed that. They were going to play Boys Latin. This game was originally scheduled for Tuesday, and they moved it to Wednesday. One of the reasons is Coach Nostrand's son's a college player at Penn State, and he wanted to see his son play lacrosse, which is completely understandable.
Yeah.
And so they switched the game to Wednesday, and then both schools made a good move the other day, and they recognized that the weather was rolling in and switched it to today. Here we are.
I can't imagine Haverford trying to get back from a game this time yesterday. And Brandau's going to take it for a spin.
And he's open, and he just scored his third in a row. That was some run by Brandau.
That's a lot of running.
There's a lot of running to show his true mettle. He's a tough kid.
Now, philosophically, I'm of the you're winning some faceoffs right now. I have no problem with going up 3, as opposed to some coaches who say don't shoot because you're giving them a chance. Testekos has proven for Haverford he can win faceoffs,
but he hasn't proven that he's capable of popping a ball clean and starting a fast break, while Giberson has proven that he's capable. Testekos, this time he's got to try to pop one clean, see how Giberson counters it. All right, he's popped it clean, but he's going the wrong way. So it's just eating up clock right now. But I give this kid a lot of credit. He's also had a pretty good game. They've got to go quickly.
Yep, and give it to the man of the hour, Peter Garno. Also with his head up looking to feed, shot, catch, and Chris Brandau is going to make that save. He's a fantastic goaltender.
Well, this is an early season game against two quality teams. I give them both a lot of credit. I thought they both settled down really well in the second half. Both teams played really a good second half of lacrosse. It was a little sloppy in the first half.
And both teams, now we have to pick the Under Armour underclass players of the game. Who do you like? You got two guys.
Grimes and Brandau each scored 3 goals, and Boys Latin's got 9 on the board. I have to think that those two guys will be at the top of Dan's list. How about Haverford? Less than 24 hours from now, they're playing McDonough, albeit at home.
And that'll do it. Fourth quarter brought to you every time by Durham Capital. For Bob Shriver and Invicta, I'm Booker Corrigan from a chilly Boys Latin campus. You're watching the Kelly & Associates Game of the Week presented by FCA Lacrosse.
The MIAA is the most competitive lacrosse conference in the country. The 2018 MIAA Lacrosse Semifinals and Championships will be held May 15th and 18th at Towson University's Johnny Unitas Stadium. For a glimpse into the future of the collegiate game, the MIAA, where the stars of tomorrow play for a championship today.
Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll helps employers and employees save time, money, and hassle in navigating the intricacies of insurance, benefits, payroll, and workforce challenges. Kelly & Associates Insurance Group and Kelly Payroll is pleased to support CSE TV and the Game of the Week. Visit kellyway.com to put their people, technology, and services to work for you.
Great news! Corrigan Sports Enterprises and Inside Lacrosse are pleased to announce that registration is open for coaches to nominate their most deserving seniors to be Under Armour All-Americans. Underclass tryout registration is also open, and we've added a new region, the Connecticut-New York region. For information and to register, grad years from 2019 to 2022 need to go to UnderArmourLacrosse.com.
Thunder Bay Apparel is the hottest lacrosse-exclusive clothing line in the game. Thunder Bay's t-shirts and hats flash a little lacrosse lifestyle into your wardrobe. Thunder Bay's pigment-dyed, ring-spun cotton t-shirts immediately feel like you've owned them for years because nobody wants to wear that other polyester fabric every day. Make sure you check out the new styles and designs. All you got to do is click on ThunderBayApparel.com.
The Under Armour tryouts remain the premier recruiting event of the summer for high school players looking to be seen by college coaches at every level. Step up and measure yourself against the best players in your region. Register at UnderArmourLacrosse.com. The Summer Rumble is headed back to Richmond June 9th and 10th, and we are now a U.S. Lacrosse National Qualifier and sanctioned event. The Rumble brings together a wealth of top talent from the best club programs at the amazing River City Sportsplex with their 12 lighted turf fields. As a U.S. Lacrosse sanctioned event, you can expect the highest quality tournament regarding operations, safety, and experience. Go to cselax.com for information and to register now.
The June 2nd Baltimore 10 Miler always has awesome premiums, and it will once again start and finish right at the Maryland Zoo in Baltimore. Join over 5,000 runners in the region's premier 10-mile race. The course winds through Druid Hill Park, a lap around scenic Lake Montebello, and alongside the campus of Johns Hopkins. The course runs up and down historic 33rd Street, where you might pull off a miracle of your own. Sign up now at BaltimoreTenMiler.com.
I'm down here on the field with the Under Armour players of the game, Matt Browndale and Brendan Grimes. First question I have for you guys is, you guys are in bad shape on the scoreboard. Going into the fourth quarter, you end up dominating. What was your coach's message going into the final stanza?
Well, one of the things that we're really trying to preach this year is grit, never giving up, even when the odds are against you. So we knew that we had a strong finish to the game in us, and we decided, coach and a lot of seniors took it on themselves to lead us to a gritty win, so that's awesome. Coach has been talking about being a really good riding team all year. And I think we really did a very good job of that in the fourth quarter, just pushing the guys all over the field, attacking them, putting stress all over them, and we're getting some good turnovers off of that and capitalizing on it, which is good.
And their goalie was pretty much playing out of his mind. What do you think was key to finally converting some of those shots in the fourth quarter?
A big thing is just keep shooting, I guess. We were taking, Coach Rubiak always says, good, better, best, and we took a lot of good shots. And in the fourth quarter, I guess we ended up taking a lot of best shots. So you got to let them fly if they want to go in.
Brendan, you had an assist and a goal with your right hand. Any comment on that?
Oh, yeah, I've been working on that a lot in the offseason, and, I saw that they were pushing me to my right, and I, went ahead and just buried it on them. It's good.
Final question for you guys. It's freezing right now. I know you guys have spring break. You take a little tour of the South a little bit. How excited for the warm weather are you guys?
Man, I can't wait till we get off the plane at 6 o'clock tomorrow in Florida. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm really excited. It should be a great team bonding experience and a great time.
Congratulations, guys. Back to you guys up in the booth.